The reverse colouring book is taking the internet by storm at the moment. Every artist and their cat on YouTube is having a go at this book. It's been out for a little while, but it's just really taken off in the last couple of months, which I'm really happy for Kendra Norton, who of course is the illustrator. But as I've had it in my stash for a while, I thought, you know what, why don't I give it a shot from a non-artist perspective? Now, speaking frankly here, I have already done a couple of pages from this book, but they were way too hot for YouTube, so they're on my Patreon page, and the only way you're going to get to see them is if you're a patron. I will show you one of them very, very quickly and heavily pixelated, so you get the idea. Now, if you've got this book, or if you've seen a flip through of this book already, and you saw this page, you might have instantly thought the same thing I thought. There's nothing else it could be. So let me just do a quick cut to the image, which will be heavily pixelated. So that's the image. There's only one thing it could have been in my mind when I saw this page. So obviously this line and this line is all pixelated out, but you can see my beautiful flower work, and this is the sort of high quality artwork you can expect to see if you are a patron. So it's a good opportunity to join if you want to. But I have marked out some other pages that I can do, that I saw other things in that are very much G rated and acceptable for the YouTube algorithm. I mean, the thing with this book, and again, if you've seen flip throughs or other artists work on it, a lot of it is already obviously meant to be flowers. And it was finding images that aren't flowers, because I just don't want to do flowers. It's not me. So I flipped through the book a couple of times and worked out some pages I can do that I also haven't really seen other people do these pages, or if they have not the same idea I had in mind, which is good because we want to be a bit different. So this is the first one. Now, the first thing I thought when I saw this was a dead jellyfish. I don't know if jellyfish do go upside down when they die. This is just what I saw. Don't worry, that's not what I'm going to be drawing. What I then saw was a sailboat. This is the body of the boat, and these bits can be turned into the masts with the sails. So I have seen a few artists do this, and they've done it as bowls of ramen, which is also pretty cool. But anyway, to do this, we're going to use these Derwent graphic line markers. They come in from 0.05 all the way up to 0.8. Let's get to drawing. And there it is, the sailboat that I saw in this image. So I haven't stuck to the lines perfectly, but it was this bowl sort of shape that instantly made me think of a boat, and this did look a bit like water. I also brought in this pen for the really thick lines. This is just a cheap brush nib pen I got from Daiso in Australia. And yeah, look, I'm no artist. I do make that claim on my channel, so you know in advance. But I am actually quite happy with this piece. I think it looks good. It came out quite well. I mean, I could colour these in if I wanted or do a bit more Zentangle to them, but that is enough for me. I'm just happy that it wasn't flowers or a jellyfish on this one. So let's see what other page I can work on. Okay, I have selected this page to do. To me, there's not much more, unless you want to do flat noodles or something. To me, it's buildings. That's all I can see when I look at it. And naturally, buildings to me then goes into sort of a corporate world or a business world. And then that goes to a demotivational poster. So that's what I'm going to turn this one into, and I want to try out these pens. As you can see, I have been playing with them a little bit, but I want to use it in this book. These were some acrylic markers that I got off Temu. They're dual tip. You've got your dot marker there and your extra fine tip there, so I think they'll be good to play with. What I've tested them out with so far, just on paper and stuff, I haven't had an issue with them, but they'll make good for the motivational, or should I say demotivational poster. So I know what I want to write that relates to working, and I don't know calligraphy, just so you know in advance. As you can see by the, that should be an O. By the terrible way I'm writing this. Calligraphy is one of those things I have had on my list for many years that I want to test, or not test myself, learn for myself, but yeah, so that's not as well written as I would hope. Now you might have noticed too, I was using the bullet nib to write this, because even though it's sorry, not the bullet nib, the dot marker. So even though it is for dots, it also works really smoothly. There you go, there's a perfect dot there, when you use it to write or draw with. So that's your demotivational quote to go with this image. And of course it says Monday hates you too. So let's draw the buildings in. And here is the second page. I really do need to start drawing more and practicing. None of these are straight lines. It was all done freehand, but there is your cityscape with your demotivational quote there of Monday hates you too. And I've also thought of one that is very appropriate to the corporate world, and that is you can be replaced. So I thought those two quotes work very well when it comes to thinking about all of the mega corporations around the world and your big city office space. So there you go. So there's some images from the reverse colouring book that aren't flower related. As I mentioned earlier, I also did a couple that were too hot for YouTube, and the only way to see those is to become a patron over at M.A.G.G. Girl. Details on screen now. But let me know what you thought of my takes of some of the pages in the reverse colouring book. A lot of them are definitely floral bouquets, and I will do them off camera in my own time, but I just wanted to show some examples of what you can do with ones that aren't so obviously flowers. If this is your first time stumbling across my channel, hello and welcome. You can support the channel for free by hitting that like button, hitting the subscribe button, and also the notification bell. All of that helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. But I think that will do it for this video. So thank you all for watching. Until next time, please stay safe, stay weird, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.